Good evening, everybody. It's Ray. I'll go ahead and give you a briefing on the shooting that took place here this evening. Next, standing to me to my left is Chief Deputy Halley with the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. I have been in contact with Sheriff Gualtieri, so he's also been informed about the shooting that took place tonight. So again, this is just preliminary. We still are investigating. So as the night goes on, we'll be getting more facts, talking to more witnesses. So around 6:52 p.m. the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office received a call of a vehicle burglary in progress in the 6300 block of 60th Avenue North. A witness saw a guy trying to get into several cars. He had on gloves, and the witness went out and he confronted the suspect, and then he started videotaping the suspect. The suspect then left northbound from the location, where he was then spotted later on by the deputies around 62nd Avenue and 64th Street, the Grace Brethren Church. So when the deputies made contact with the suspect, he then took off running southbound from that area. The K-9 and the handler gave pursuit along with the sergeant following the suspect. They jumped over several fences and they ended up in the area around 6385 60th Avenue North. In the backyard, the K-9 is tracking. As they go past a building, the suspect comes out. He shoots at the K-9 handler, striking him several times. Then he turns his gun towards the sergeant, shot several times at the sergeant. The sergeant returned fire. At this point, I can tell you the suspect is deceased. He appears to be an adult white male. The deputy is in stable condition. Again, he was struck several times. His dog is okay. And with that, I'll take any questions at this time.
So is this someone that they have been seeing, that had been here before, that was dealing with these car burglaries, or how many calls have they been getting in about this?
So this was the only call they received around 6:52 p.m. Again, a witness called it in. He started videotaping the suspect. And he followed the suspect, and he was giving information to the sheriff's office. They made contact with him just east of this location, and that's when the K-9 and the sergeant gave pursuit, and they tracked him back south of this location.
Can you tell us how many shots were fired? How many times was the deputy hit, and the K-9?
The dog was not hit. The handler was hit several times. Again, he's in stable condition. And again, the sergeant returned fire and striking the suspect, and he is deceased.
Can you give us some information about the sergeant, the deputy?
We will release all the information in the morning, again, because the deputy's in the hospital. So tomorrow morning, we will release the name of the deputy that shot, the deputy that's in the hospital, and hopefully we can identify the suspect by tomorrow morning.
The sergeant is okay, though? He wasn't hit by gunfire?
The sergeant is okay. He ducked out of the way, but again, he was shot at several times.
Chief, was anyone else hurt other than the sergeant, the handler, and the man who's deceased now?
Okay. The only person that was hurt was the K-9 handler. Again, he was shot several times, and the suspect is deceased. The sergeant that returned fire, he did not get struck by any rounds.
And is it the sergeant in the hospital right now, you said?
No, the sergeant is here on scene. The corporal, that's the K-9 handler, is the one at the hospital.
Have you ever dealt with this individual before? Do you know if you've dealt with him in the past as far as any criminal activity?
We don't know. We haven't identified him yet, so we're going to have to wait to go through process to identify who the suspect is. So again, all I can tell you is a white male. He's an adult, and again, until we can identify him, hopefully we'll be able to give you information in the morning of the suspect, and if he does have a criminal record, we'll give that to you also.
How unusual is a case like this with someone burglarizing cars in broad daylight at that point?
We get it all the time. You cover those type of stories. This was a citizen that got involved in it. These also that were doing their job, and as they came around in the backyard, like I said, the suspect was waiting for them. And as the handler and the K-9 cleared the building, that's when the suspect shot at the deputy, striking him several times. So he was waiting for them.
Chief, can you reiterate just a better understanding again about the task force and what's been happening here, and how St. Pete PD will be leading this investigation?
Sure. So thank you very much for that question. As you know, several years ago, we put in the use of force task force. So when another agency is involved in the shooting, an agency independent will investigate. Since the Sheriff's Office, St. Pete Police Department will take the lead. So we'll investigate everything. After we're done with the investigation on the criminal matter, then the state attorney's office will look at it. Then we'll turn it over to the sheriff's office for him to look at any policy and procedures that he sees that could have been violated.
Chief, how long do you expect the roads to be closed as you continue your investigation?
We'll be here until we gather all the evidence, so I couldn't give you that answer.
Do you know if the sergeant, did he ever fire his weapon, and will he be on administrative leave at that, or is he didn't fire his weapon?
The sergeant did return fire, so, and I believe the sheriff's office policy, I don't know if he'll be placed on administrative leave, so he will be placed on administrative leave.
Chief, there's a deputy in the hospital, obviously, but in stable condition. But when you look at this case, how lucky are law enforcement officers tonight? Could this have been worse, in other words?
Very lucky. You know, when our phones went off and then you see where a deputy is shot, trust me, like I said, that phone call, you don't want that phone call. Getting here is, again, the longest drive in your life, trying to update, trying to figure out what's going on with that deputy. It's hard. It's hard on everybody in the law enforcement community.
Chief, you said the witness started taking video of the suspect, confronted the suspect. Is that the thing to do in this kind of situation? What's your message for the community if they see someone who looks like they're trying to burglarize a car?
Well, we all tell people, you know, get involved, see something, say something, and do something. Our witness took it to the next level. He went out and confronted the guy in videotape. We'd just rather for you to call us, and if you can keep an eye on the person, please do that, but don't try to confront the person. Thank God nothing happened to that gentleman, but at the same time, he did the right thing because he saw someone committing a crime in his community, and he didn't want that in his community.
Chief, this is actually the city of Pinellas Park. So is that correct?
I believe so.
I just didn't know if the initial call came in through Pinellas Park or did it come in direct to the sheriff's office?
I don't know. I can get you that information. I don't know if there's an unincorporated area, but I'll find out for you. Any other questions? We will update you in the morning again once we get more information again on the deputies that were involved in it, and hopefully we'll have information on identifying the suspect in the shooting.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.